It's the graduate who listens to the league championship game on the internet.
It's the parent who sells ads in the school athletic program.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
It's the trainers, equipment managers, and ball boys who never miss a practice.
What makes high school sports here in South Dakota so special? They do.
You do.
We all do.
High school sports. It's the we that every community needs. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I'm with Ryan at Anytime Auto Sales. Time to be getting your car in tip-top shape for the summer months.
Yes, it is. Let's make sure your vehicles are ready to handle the warm months ahead.
Being a AAA and ASC certified shop, I know you guys are well equipped to do just that.
You know, Justin and our techs have all the experience you need in diagnosing and repairing whatever may be ailing your vehicle.
And if finances are tight for customers, you can help there?
Yes, we can. We offer the AutoPass card, which has really been a huge help for people who are in dire need of repairs. You can get an answer in minutes right from our homepage at anytimeanytime.com. Just click on the AutoPass Apply Now button.
What a great option for those who have repairs that just can't wait.
Absolutely. It's been a fantastic opportunity for many people. Come see us today. We look forward to help you live a happy and affordable motoring life.
Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail, everybody. The place to trust. Your complete AAA and ASC certified automotive repair specialist. See anytimeanytime.com and at the corner of Highway 79 and East Minnesota.
Anytime Auto Sales.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
We are Fox Sports!
And here's what you need to know.
We begin with fresh NFL news. The Cleveland Browns just announced that Deshaun Watson will start their preseason opener Saturday against the Bears, and then Shedeur Sanders will start the Browns' second preseason game against the Buffalo Bills. In the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers are being sold to Josh Kushner and Bob Iger for a record-breaking $12.5 billion, just 10 months after Los Angeles Dodgers owner Mark Walter bought the team from the Buss family, which had owned the Lakers for 46 years. Elsewhere in the NBA, Russell Westbrook announced his retirement after 18 seasons. He was the NBA's MVP in 2017 and a 9-time All-Star. In Major League Baseball, the Tampa Bay Rays just completed a 9-0 road trip with an 8-4 victory over the Athletics at Sacramento. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
It's time for South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, great interviews, and thought-provoking sports talk. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
Welcome in. Good Wednesday afternoon to you. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. We are ready to go. South Dakota Sports Talk Show live on Fox Sports Radio across South Dakota. Say it with me. It is always a great day in South Dakota. Yes, and the Nate Brown Show is back. KWSN Sioux Falls, our affiliate. Great station. Thanks for listening, East River. Also right here, Fox Sports Rapid City, Western South Dakota. Welcome aboard. Wednesday show looks good. We've got some great guests, some new guys that haven't been on the show before, and we'll get popping tonight. Remember, you can join us on the radio 2 hours from high school to college to the pros as you hit your drive home. We appreciate you listening on the radio side. A couple of different spots, though. You can stream us as well. Go to X and follow us and watch us live at Nate Brown Show. So if you're on X, we welcome you in. Thanks for watching the show. We're live in studio streaming at Nate Brown Show on X, and YouTube is up right now. The Nate Brown Show. It's easy to find us. YouTube.com. The Nate Brown Show. You've got us on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. If you listen to the show on the radio, you can get the show and all the guests that you may miss. Maybe only catch 15, 20 minutes. Go to YouTube.com. The Nate Brown Show. Wednesday is lined up and ready. Guest lineup. Let's get it popping. Brand new guest. We haven't had him. He does great work on the high school sports side, and he does some Husker stuff in Nebraska. His name's Mike Sautter. He's with Hurrdat Sports Neb Preps. Hurrdat Sports Neb Preps. Mike Sautter, really good high school guy from Nebraska, and I got to get him on tonight because I'm interested in this Nebraska, South Dakota border war. We got the Sioux Falls metro area schools taking on the Omaha area schools. First time we've seen this, and I wanted to get into that. That's coming up. Brandon Valley's going to open up against an Omaha school, and Mike Sauter's going to come on. So I want a little perspective. How's South Dakota going to rank compared to Omaha football? Mike Sauter's coming up from Neb Preps, live from Omaha. Steve Steele is in tonight. Pierre back on top in 11 AA football. We're trying to talk to many coaches that we can get for you. And Steve Steele is the head coach for the Govs, and they're trying to win another title. Steve Steele's coming up live from Pierre. Over to Minnesota, Matthew Coller is going to give us some time tonight. We got about 15 minutes with Matthew Coller from Vikings training camp, the hot source of the NFL headline. It just took over yesterday, and everybody's wondering what's next for J.J. McCarthy and where are the Vikings at. I've got a couple of questions for Matthew Coller that maybe he won't be ready for. We'll see. He's prepared. Purple Insider, Vikings coverage from Matthew Coller from training camp. And down to Denver, the Broncos are looking at building a new stadium, trying to get it done by 2031. I'm going to be an old man. I mean, I want to experience this. I'm going to be an old man by then. 2031's the target date. Some Broncos stadium news and more from Doug Ottewill, live from MileHighSports.com in Denver. 605-720-1067. Throw out the number as we always do. We call it the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline. Powered by the Pizza Ranch, our friends, 2 locations, East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, and in Brandon. Locally owned and operated. They support the community a lot. Support the locally owned and operated Pizza Ranch, best buffet in town. East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, and in Brandon. Also, Barron's Wilson text line ready to go, 605-720-1067. Text the show, join the conversation on the Barron's Wilson text line. Okay, I mentioned to you, I'm going to talk to Mike Sautter coming up from Nebraska. He's like the high school sports expert. He's the Matt Kearney of Nebraska. Can I say that? Well, Mike Sautter's coming up from Neb Preps, and we'll get him on. But this interests me. I'm going to open up my question of the day. Do we have any clue when it comes to how good our high school football is here in South Dakota compared to like an Omaha metro area? Do we have any clue? Because I'm so interested. I talked to Matt Christensen last night on this show. He's the head coach at Brandon Valley. Brandon Valley won the state 11 AAA title last year, and it was a showdown between Sioux Falls Lincoln, and those two programs felt like they were quite a ways ahead of everybody. If we're just honest, when you look at the programs, Lincoln was outstanding, Brandon Valley outstanding. They met in the state title game, came down to a touchdown difference. Brandon Valley got it done. Great O-line, great running game, the whole thing. Well, Brandon Valley, the reason I bring this up, they're going to open the season against Bellevue West, a team out of Omaha. And they're not going to be the only ones as this series continues all throughout the season. You're going to have these games now. Sioux Falls, Washington playing Millard North, okay? Millard North, Sioux Falls, Washington. Omaha Central is going to play Sioux Falls Lincoln later this season. Omaha Westview is going to play Sioux Falls Jefferson. So if you're not familiar with these schools, I'm lining up the schedule. And Harrisburg's going to play Omaha North. And by the way, our guest coming up tonight, Mike Sautter, he was at Omaha North practice yesterday. So I'm going to break things down. I'll ask him tonight, how good is Omaha football, these programs? I have no clue. I'm not sure. I mean, they got to be pretty darn good, right? Here's what I like about this. This is finally getting outside the box thinking that opens up some interesting games and some competitive games for the East River teams that have really dominated the scene in high school football. This is what I like about it, guys. I love that there's some of these Omaha schools don't want to play like a couple of the powerhouses down there, so they kind of want to fill their schedule. So why not play some Sioux Falls metro area? This is good stuff. I hope this continues. They're going to do it again next year. Like, these are home-and-home matchups. So they're going to do it again next year. I would just like to see the rest of South Dakota do this as well, meaning on the western side of the state, let Stevens and Rapid City Central and some of these schools schedule 1 or 2 games that they want to schedule. Yes, the Central and Stevens programs should play Sturgis and Spearfish every single year. These are Black Hills rivalries. It goes back quite a ways. This is no travel. This is saving the school district money. This is good for the fans. So this is the type of stuff. If East River schools, if Sioux Falls Metro schools can play these games, which I think is great, it's outstanding. They want to play these games. Matt Christensen told me last night, the Brandon Valley head man here last night said, I'm thrilled. This opening game, I am thrilled against Bellevue West. Going to see where we're at. It's just fun. It's got to be fun for the players. You're kind of saying, hey, this is new. We get to see what we're made of. We get to play an out-of-state team. Some people don't like the out-of-state games because they say, well, how are we going to count these in PowerPoints and how's this going to impact? We get too hung up on that stuff. We get so hung up on the PowerPoints and the seed points and the seedings when it comes to basketball and football. Get some good games that schools want. Sioux Falls Metro gets to play Omaha. How about Central and Stevens? Let's take a game off and put them back in a Black Hills matchup. Not just playing Sturgis once, okay, but I'm talking Sturgis Spearfish on a permanent rotation. Permanent rotation with Stevens and Central. That's what I would like. So just requires some... Hey, let's open up the schedule a little bit so you don't have the West River teams traveling 3 to 4 times East River. Let's give them another extra game. Sioux Falls Metro gets these games. Western South Dakota should get at least 1 game, a Black Hills regional rivalry. By the way, I'm going to ask this question of the day. I have no clue how this is going to go down. Omaha Metro against Sioux Falls Metro. I just went through the games. Like Bellevue West against Brandon Valley. Open the season here in a few weeks. I don't know how that's going to go. I couldn't tell you. It's going to be interesting to see how South Dakota stacks up. So let me just throw out a question of the day. You guys that know Omaha football, you know maybe Sioux Falls football. There's a high level. Sioux Falls is has taken it to another level when it comes to football success. They are at another level than most of the state. I want to know how they stack up against Omaha is my question of the day. Do you think Omaha wins these games, or do you think Sioux Falls Metro is going to hold their own and win some of these games? Is that just a fun question of the day? I'd like to get your read on it. Are our best teams going to be able to beat some Omaha teams? The Lincolns, the Brandon Valleys. I think Harrisburg's going to be pretty good this year. I think Sioux Falls Jefferson's going to be pretty good. So do our Sioux Falls, South Dakota teams match up against Omaha Metro? Who do you think wins these games this year? More of them, okay? You count up the games. Who's going to win more of these games? You going Omaha, they're just that much better, that much bigger? Or you think Sioux Falls is going to stack up? Jefferson, Lincoln, Brandon Valley, Harrisburg, Sioux Falls, Washington. Let me know on the text line if you have some thoughts on our question of the day. 605-720-1067. 605-720-1067. In this year's football matchups between Sioux Falls Metro and Omaha Metro, who do you think wins? How do you think South Dakota is going to do? Omaha wins, or South Dakota schools will win some games? What's your vote? Early votes on X right now. I'm just bringing up the X poll. Early votes on X. 66% vote Omaha's going to take it to us. Omaha's going to win more games. 34% Sioux Falls schools will win more games. This is, if I'm just guessing, and I'll talk to the Nebraska guy later, if I'm just guessing, I would think the competition level's just a little bit higher in Omaha. There's been some great college kids out of South Dakota. You guys know this. Some great talent, some great teams. I think the competition level, this always just happens as you ratchet it up and you get to bigger markets. I'm thinking Omaha high school football is just a touch better Just a little bit. And these aren't the powerhouses that are like the national powerhouses, okay? We're not talking Millard South, right? But I do want to tell you, I think Omaha's just a touch better. Just a touch, okay? Let's see. Lister text, I think Sioux Falls schools will lose, but some will keep it close. And this will be, it's going to be intriguing. That's what I like about this. So my only request to Dan Swartos and the crew and Pierre as you're looking at schedules, Sioux Falls Metro teams, throw them in against Omaha. This is great. Something new. It's something really interesting all throughout the season. You're going to see these games first week with Brandon Valley and then throughout September and October with these other matchups. Let's see Central and Stevens with a Black Hills regional game thrown in the mix. Because I think the West River fans would say, yes, I want to see Central against Spearfish every year. Yes, I want to see Central against Sturgis every year. Well, those are 11 AA. It truly doesn't matter. I know Western South Dakota football, West River football, it does not matter. You got to have, it's essentially the old Rushmore Bowl. The old Rushmore Bowl used to have those matchups. Sturgis, Spearfish, Stevens, Central, got to do it every year. So that's my only request on this. Hey, you know what I told you last week? Okay, let's switch gears. Last week, I did South Dakota State's schedule, went through every game, and I ended up with the Jacks going 10-2. 10-2. We'll see if I have any clue on that. 10-2 for the Jacks. I went through USD's schedule. I have the Yotes with some question marks, maybe a young QB, freshman, looks like he might win the battle, a redshirt freshman. I have the Yotes going 7-5. That's where I have USD, 7-5, SDSU 10-2. You know what day it is. It's the best day of the year. I've done this the last 9 years. It's the best day of the year. It's time to go to the Big Ten. Can we get Nebraska on track and in the mix? They've got an easy schedule. That's what I've told. Hey, their non-conference is easy, so today's the day. It's time to do the Husker win-loss record. I'm excited. Aren't you excited? I'm excited. Husker fans, join me. Saturday, September 5th, Ohio. Wow, Slade Larscheid coming to town. Hey, what about Slade Larscheid, former Roosevelt athletic director? You guys know this? Went to South Dakota State. He's now the new AD at Ohio, Mr. Larscheid. Brings Ohio to Nebraska. That's a loss. Sorry, Slade. You're out. It's over. Nebraska 1-0. They beat Ohio. Easy. Easy, right? Easy. Bowling Green comes the next week. Look at this. This is made for Matt Rule and the Huskers to just roll. They'll beat Bowling Green, another easy one, September 12th. And another home game, September 19th against North Dakota. Hey, I'm high on North Dakota at the FCS level. You know this. I pulled a North Dakota upset over the Jacks. I don't love to say it. North Dakota's going to be a team to watch in the Valley. Big time. They will not beat Nebraska. Come on. This isn't going to be like one of those years. Oh, an upset. Nah. So, Huskers beat Ohio, beat Bowling Green, beat North Dakota 3-0. First road game is September 26th at Michigan State. It's dicey. I hate to tell you, Michigan State's not what they were, but it's dicey. Give me the Huskers. They will win on the road because they just got enough. They have enough. They're better than Michigan State at this point, correct? It's on the road at Michigan State. Give me the Huskers over Sparty. Book it. Huskers start 4-0. Back at home October 3rd against Maryland. Maryland will come in some games. They look good. I'm like, are these guys good? And then in some games, they are so bad. Word of advice, don't bet on Maryland when you... I've done that. Mistake. Maryland's just up and down, off the charts. I couldn't tell you. So they're not going to win at Nebraska. Come on. Huskers, they're going to start unbelievable 5-0. Huskers start 5-0. You heard it here first. And we're going to be rolling in Lincoln till October 10th. At home against Indiana. There's the first loss. So Huskers lose to Indiana. Then they have to go to Oregon. Whoops. That's another L. So they could play two of the best teams in the country back-to-back. Maybe the two best teams in the country. I'm serious. I mean, they're going to be like top 5. So Indiana, Oregon, back-to-back. Those are 2 L's. Here's one that I'm going to slip in October 31st. It's Halloween. It's in Nebraska, so I'm going to take the Huskers. You may call it an upset. They're going to beat Washington. You might call that an upset. I think Saturday, October 31st, Halloween, they're going to take down the Huskies. I see that win. I've seen that from Nebraska. You don't think they're going to win a game? They win that. Huskers win against Washington. They go to Illinois. These are the games you have to win. Illinois is way better than you think. It's a snot knocker. I don't like it. It's a surprise loss at Illinois. One that Matt Rule has to have to get over the top. I don't think he's going to get it. Illinois has been rising and rising just quietly. So a loss at Illinois, that's one I'm iffy on, but a loss at Illinois. The last 3 games for the Huskers this year. At Rutgers, long trip, but a win. Sorry, Coach Johansson, D coordinator for Greg Schiano and Rutgers. You ain't going to be able to stop Nebraska. I don't think Rutgers is going to be there. So give me Nebraska winning at Rutgers. Ohio State comes to Lincoln November 21st. That's a big woof. That's an L. Easy L. Ohio State's not going to lose at Nebraska. And the last game, we know it. It's the Hawkeyes. This is the toughest one every year. I keep wanting to pick Nebraska. This is the year. This is the year. Iowa's going to take a step back, right? No Mark Gronowski. They were good last year. They were solid. No Gronowski. It's at Iowa. Are you guys trying to tell me you're going to pick Nebraska to win at Iowa? I couldn't tell you if Iowa's going to be good. They just always are. And it's at Iowa, November 27th, Black Friday. That's going to be a loss. So if you add it all up, I've got the Huskers starting 5-0, and then they lose 4 out of their last 6. Woof. I've got them going 7-5. Nebraska Husker football, 7-5. Am I off? Am I on? I mean, that's pretty reasonable tonight. I didn't go crazy. I have Husker fans told me I've been crazy over the years trying to pump them up. I want the Huskers to do well. They start off easy. It gets tough. 7-5. Are you going to be happy? We're back with Doug Ottewill. Huskers are 7-5 on the Nate Brown Show for 2026. Let's go down to Denver next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Save big money on ideal garage doors. Now at Menards. Replacing your garage door adds instant curb appeal and value to your home. It's the #1 home improvement project for return on investment. From traditional to modern styles, choose from our huge in-stock selection or design your own garage door in-store or on Menards.com. Plus, don't forget to view the weekly flyer and check out all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
This just in. Due to extreme heat and humidity, your oven has refused to turn on and has officially gone on strike. But have no fear, Lofi and Country Heart Dakota-style 12-grain bread is here. Stay cool with a sandwich stacked high on Country Hearth bread for dinner instead. Soft, fresh, and no heat required. And if you're serving with chips, mind the crunching. Lofi doesn't like it. When your oven's off the clock, dinner's on Lofi and Country Hearth.
We're overstocked on pre-owned trucks at Spearfish GMC Cadillac, and that means great deals for you. Choose from light-duty or heavy-duty trucks, gas or diesel, with options in every price range. Need more room for the family? We've got a great selection of pre-owned SUVs too. And you can buy with confidence. Our pre-owned inventory is locally sourced, not from auction, and most are certified. So hurry in for the best selection and the best deals. Spearfish GMC Cadillac. Shop online at spearfishmotors.com.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect. Chance of thunderstorms tonight, otherwise cloudy skies expected. Lows dip down to about 59, winds out of the northeast around 5 miles per hour. Cloudy again tomorrow, thunderstorms likely. High of 75, storms likely tomorrow night, lows of aloft around 60, cloudy. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, it's 68 degrees.
At Dakota Discount RV, we're in it for the long haul, just like you. Whether it's cross-country adventures, weekends by the lake, or family time under the stars, we're here to keep you rolling for years to come. While others are packing up, we're doubling down with dependable service, great prices, and the biggest selection in the region. Your journey doesn't stop here, and neither do we. Here tomorrow, here for every mile ahead. Visit us in Rapid City or Somerset or online at dakotadiscountrv.com.
Do you have constant constipation, diarrhea, or heartburn? Those symptoms aren't normal. At Sanford Health Tower Road Clinic, we can help you find lasting relief with personalized care. Our digestive health experts treat a wide range of concerns, including stomach pain, Crohn's disease, and acid reflux. We can also help with important preventive care like regular colonoscopies. Our growing team is available close to home in Rapid City, and we're accepting new patients. Visit sanfordhealth.org for total digestive care.
If you're a business owner, you've invested your blood, sweat, and tears into your business. Long days, sleepless nights, all to build something that matters. But what if something happened to you tomorrow? What happens to everything you've built? Do you have a plan? Does your family have a plan? Contact Lee Cruz with New York Life right here in Rapid City. There are affordable options you maybe haven't considered. Just spend 15 minutes protecting what took you years to build. Call Lee Cruz, 605-360-8804, or Google Lee Cruz New York Live.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk.
All right, just getting going tonight. Wednesday edition of the program. We're live across South Dakota, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Thanks for checking in, guys. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good week. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio, KWSN in Sioux Falls, and Fox Sports Rapid City, Western South Dakota. Let's get going. Brand new guest tonight coming up. I think it's going to be great. Mike Sautter is on the way from Nebraska. Covers Nebraska high school football. Neb Preps. Have you heard of that? Neb Preps. It's good stuff. I want to talk to him about this Sioux Falls Omaha football matchup all throughout the season. Sioux Falls Metro schools playing Omaha Metro over the next 2 years, and I want to get a feel for that as we get close to high school football. Mike Sauter's coming up from Nebraska. Out to Minnesota with Matthew Coller tonight. Got about 10, 15 minutes with Matthew Coller. He's going to pop on from training camp. Hotbed for NFL news there for the Vikings. Matthew Coller, Purple Insiders, coming up. Doug Ottewill's in first from Denver. There's a lot of things popping, too. The Broncos, new stadium trying to get done. 2031, Doug? The Broncos owners, they had a press conference yesterday with you guys. They said it's going to be tough to get the stadium done by 2031. You and I are going to be old men.
That's why, I mean, I already am an old man, so it's just going to get worse. But the challenges of working with the city of Denver sometimes can be pretty head-scratching, and I think the Walton Pinner group is finding that out right about now. It's, it's not exactly Buffalo where everybody just, says whatever the Bills want, the Bills get,
Okay, so this is what's going on. I want to dig into this a little bit. Broncos are going to try and do a new stadium. They've been buying up like land in this, what do you call it, Burnham Park? Is that what it's called?
Burnham Yard. It was an old railroad station, turnabout, whatever you'd want to call it, but that's what it was, yeah.
Okay, so that's not that far away from the current Broncos Stadium, correct? So what's the story? They're buying up land. That's where they, I think, want to put it there, but then people say, well, they might have to move it to, like, Lone Tree. What's going on?
Well, it's a long story that I probably can't, give 100% of the details in a reasonable amount of time for one radio call. But the short of it is they've been buying up little parcels of land in and around this entire area for probably about a year, maybe a little bit longer now. And they did so initially under various sort of anonymous LLCs. So, right off the bat, people didn't necessarily know what was happening because it didn't just say, oh, the Broncos have bought this. It was, LLCs that are buried within other LLCs and so on and so forth. But they've gotten pretty far now. They've released kind of some renderings of what the area is supposed to look like. I think they've gotten clearance and agreements from most critical parties within local government, for the most part. They just finally purchased a concrete factory, which was one of the big hurdles. They had to move Denver water. That was kind of the first big hurdle. Everybody agreed on that. They finally were able to buy this concrete plant just last week, or just this week, I should say. And now I think they're running into, the typical type of stuff. Well, the guy with the house on the corner of the neighborhood wants some assurances, and there's advocacy groups that have hired lawyers. And, I'm sure that those owners, particularly Greg and Carrie Penner, are about to pull their hair out because it's one of those projects that it literally will revitalize an entire area of Denver. There's nothing bad that's going to come of it. And there's always that, little faction here or neighborhood group over there that's kind of causing problems. And to be fair, I don't exactly know the specifics of those little tiny remaining elements, but I would equate them to gnats. They're little things that you got to clear, but in the grand scheme of things, they're the smallest parts of it, but they're probably the ones that are taking the longest.
Talking new stadium for the Broncos, like just initial plans, trying to get started. They're having to get this space, and then all the details to come. Doug Ottewill is on tonight from Denver, covers the Broncos and more Mile High Sports here on the Nate Brown Show. So, do you want that stadium in that area, Doug? You're a Denver guy. You know this place in and out. We go to Broncos games, and people say, well, it's kind of hard. You got to get on a train if you're going to do the train, and then you got to walk over here. If you're going to drive, it's a big traffic mess. Is this going to be easy to get to and out?
That's debatable. I think it depends how you define easy. It's not going to have the parking that the current stadium does. The current stadium, and even going back to the stadium before when it was just Old Mile High, I mean, there was parking all around there, including neighborhoods and individuals that would, sell their driveways for, spots and things like that. But this one, it definitely won't have the, I guess I should say, drivability. I think that they've worked really closely with Denver and RTD, which is our rapid transit, to try to make as many different inroads as they could. What it kind of sounds like to me, and I'm probably paraphrasing, but they want this to be or encourage less driving. There's a push. Okay, we need less cars on the road. We need less people trying to get here with their own cars and Uber and things like that. But I will say this, it's also in a much more convenient area for, the city of Denver. I think whether you're going to the current stadium or this one and you were coming from one of the suburbs, you'll probably have the same challenges. This one just has a lot less parking. So, I don't know if that's good or bad. I live really close, so for me, it's almost a walk. But, the best kind of equivalent that I could make is Coors Field, or even Ball Arena where the Nuggets and the Avs play. I mean, those areas were dead when I was growing up. And that nobody went there. Certainly no businesses or restaurants. But when those types of things pop up, you're gonna reinvigorate an entire, call it 10, 12 city blocks.
Yeah.
I would think it's a lot like Atlanta's field, where they just made an entire community right by their baseball stadium. And I think this is what the Broncos are going to do, but there's community not too far off. So I think it's just going to blend in and reinvigorate the whole area.
Sounds like some hurdles still. Broncos ownership trying to build a brand new state-of-the-art stadium, trying to get it done by 2031. It's going to be a long process. Do you want a retractable roof and it to be outdoors for some and then retractable roof? People have thrown that around.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think that's where they made the mistake the first time around. And you know, a little bit of it has less to do with what I personally would want, but if I'm them, if I'm an ownership group, you know, you're going to get Final Fours, you're going to get bigger concerts, you're going to get, you know, World Cup. Like anything that comes here, you might get a Super Bowl. So, you know, anything that comes here, it's fair game because you have that ability. I think, and Greg Pinner talked about it yesterday at camp, you know, they still want to have natural grass. They've been big on the safety of turf, even with the current stadium. They've replaced the turf, I want to say 4 or 5 times mid-season sometimes. And they want to be able to say, hey, this is Denver, Colorado. You know, most of the days of the year are nice. But in the event we have one of those ones where New England's in town and we can't see the uprights to kick a field goal at the end of the game, that kind of eliminates that. I mean, you know, the old school Broncos fans will, you know, go back to, you know, Monday Night Football when the field is white and, you know, crazy things happen, and that's great and that's fun, but I think there's more reasons to have one than not.
I am with you, Doug. We sound like old men, but I do want to be okay sometimes in a snow game. People have said, come on, you need to be outside in a snow game. And I said, I've been outside plenty in snow games in Denver. Let me get your read on the Broncos right now. Bo Nix isn't going to play this week, first preseason game. So no Bo Nix, and then Sean Payton said today he's going to play in the next 2. So it feels like the Broncos are just going to try and get out of here. They just need to stay healthy. I keep hearing about this guy's out, and this guy's going to take a break. So it feels like they're just trying to, we got to keep this thing healthy here because the roster is ready.
They've had a lot of soft tissue injuries already in camp. Bo doesn't fall into that category, but I do think they're being cautious with him with the, you know, coming off the ankle surgery. From all accounts, he seems fine. You know, the other day he ran a pass route and caught a touchdown. You know, so like he strikes me as totally fine. But you never know. You know, Sean Payton's a guy that typically goes against the grain in how he operates preseason football. And I don't think this year will be any different. I think he'll do things according to what he feels is right or where he wants to avoid risk. So I would be surprised if you see a whole lot of key players in this first one. And who knows, that might be something to do with, you know, getting Davis Webb up and ready in terms of calling the plays on offense. And, you know, maybe Peyton wants to sit in on the headphones and see what that communication's like. And before he throws out, you know, Bo Nix and some other starters, you know, maybe they give Davis Webb a test run and see how things are going and tweak from there before they put Bo Nix back in.
Yeah.
I'm totally speculating, but, you know, all those things are kind of new wrinkles, and you throw in the fact that they've got some injuries, and I think I get it. I mean, you know, preseason's not that fun for a fan to watch anyway, but he knows what he's doing, I suspect.
Broncos coming up, first preseason game Friday, and it sounded like the most starters are going to play 10 to 15 plays, is always thrown around. No Bo Nix this week, but starters 10 to 15 plays. I'll let you run with this really quick, Doug Ottewill. Did you go to Boulder today? You were invited. Fans and media invited to Deion Sanders' practice. Colorado opened the doors, but here was the thing today. Nothing to be published, posted, shared, no video, no phones, no smart glasses, no nothing. What, Deion, is this the Pentagon? What's going on?
Yeah, no, I didn't go. Not only do I think I don't learn that much from any practice, but I really wouldn't have any benefit to going to that one if you're not able to, you know, do our job. So yeah, no, I don't really understand that. I mean, I think if you're Nick Saban and you're coming off your, you know, 4th national championship in 6 years or whatever, like, okay, and whatever. We're not going to argue with that. But when you're coming off the year that the Buffs had, and really all the years that Coach Sanders has had, I don't know. There's no national secrets. I think the only secret that they might want to be covering up is we're not that good.
Yeah, so, well, it's interesting. I mean, it's just interesting with Deion. I will say that. No, there was very secretive today. No documentation, no recording. Sanders sent an email to the media, like Doug Ottewill, who was on tonight. Doug, always great. Mile High Sports, live from Denver. Thanks, man.
Anytime, Nate.
Appreciate you. Doug Ottewill in tonight. Mile High Sports, live from Denver. Good to have Doug. Yeah, Deion, nothing. He didn't want anything at practice today. You're invited in, and he didn't. You couldn't even bring a notepad and pen. You couldn't even bring any. You couldn't bring anything. Well, he's lucky I wasn't there. I got a memory, Deion. I got a photographic memory. Believe me, my wife doesn't think so, but I remember certain things, like sports things. Not like important things. Matthew Coller's up next from Minnesota. Vikings name the starter. Matthew's got his thoughts. J.J. McCarthy, what's next? Coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Winter is coming, but the interest isn't. For the first time ever, Renewal by Andersen is offering 0% for 48 months. That's 2030. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home, so don't wait for the snowflakes to fall. Get winter ready now with our energy-efficient Acclaim replacement windows and Ensemble door for first-time miss. Call today or visit rbarapidcity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Are there as many kinds of vehicles as there are kinds of people? We think so. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people come together with all kinds of vehicles. With loans made to fit everyone, and every ride.
West River. This is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
All right, welcome in. Glad you're here. South Dakota Sports Talk Show across the state, KWSN in Sioux Falls, and live on Fox Sports Rapid City. The Nate Brown Show, inviting in Matthew Coller, one of our favorites, great Vikings coverage, Purple Insider. We've got him for about 12 minutes. Let's get to it. He's been at Vikings training camp. It's been the hotbed of NFL news. Kyler Murray's QB1. Matthew Coller's been on this show a lot, saying that that's kind of what he was looking at, kind of what he was expecting. So, Matthew, I expect you weren't surprised yesterday, but were you surprised by the timing?
No, I don't think I was surprised by either one. I mean, of course, when you sign a quarterback who has played as many games as Kyler Murray has in his career, you usually do it for a reason, to have them start, right? So, it wasn't a shocking development, and plus, I've also felt that Kyler Murray was pretty clearly the better quarterback. I know I saw other opinions out there, but from mine and watching every pass, writing down every pass detail, I felt that Kyler was much more consistent with his accuracy and his timing and all those things that Kevin O'Connell has been looking for, and he looked like a veteran starting quarterback, whereas I thought McCarthy did not make enough progress to make this thing interesting. I mean, I think that he did improve in some areas, but consistency from throw to throw, from day to day, was just not there, and that's what they need for a starting quarterback, and I think that is more of, Kyler Murray at this moment. And as far as timing, they really turned the page midway through August from, okay, we're installing stuff, here's the base things, here's what we're trying to work on, here's what's new with our offense, to now we're getting ready for the season. And the minute you do that, because I saw some, criticisms of, they didn't let it go into the preseason. They're not going to be doing their real stuff in the preseason. This competition was never going to go there. But it's all about, you need to name a starter and have them ready for Green Bay week 1, and especially if it's a new quarterback in your system, I think you want to do it now while you have plenty of time. Joint practices are coming up, which matter a lot more to Kevin O'Connell than preseason games, to tell you the truth, in terms of their presentation or preparation. So, I kind of had this week circled, and that's how it ended up turning out.
How do you describe, Vikings Twitter is what it is. X is what it is. But how do you describe the Vikings fans? I've seen a lot of people, man, it's split here a little bit. Like some, and on this show, I got messages yesterday, I'm happy. Then I got messages mad that I even said I wanted Kyler as the guy. So people are like mad about this. How would you describe the Vikings fan base on this?
Yeah, I think that there is a section of the fan base who is just really greatly disappointed, and then there's another section that just goes online and tries to start as many fights as possible. But, if we ignore the senseless stuff, last year it was just around this time when J.J. McCarthy was being presented to fans as the franchise quarterback and the guy that, they have dreamed of for so long. And this team is drafted quarterbacks, going back to Tommy Kramer or Dante Culpepper and Teddy Bridgewater through the years, and it's never really stuck. And so I think that they were looking for, this is a kid that you put him in the right situation, you give him the right coaching, and he's going to be the franchise quarterback. So to be a year later is, I think, really whiplash for a lot of people. And maybe when they signed Kyler, these folks were still hanging on to the idea that, hey, maybe McCarthy will take this huge step forward, he'll be so much better, he'll run Kyler right out of town, and it didn't happen. And we've kind of heard this story many times throughout NFL history with drafted quarterbacks. They don't all get it, and maybe J.J. McCarthy will someday, but it was a very short window for him to prove that he was a lot better, and I don't think that he really showed that. So I think it's just disappointment based on years of never really having that guy, but always having good coaches and good teams and always being in the mix, but never quite being able to get over that hump.
Purple Insiders, Matthew Coller on tonight. He's got a show coming up. Find him, Purple Insider, on YouTube. He's on X at Matthew Coller. JJ just told you guys, I saw this quote out of the media, this is the place I want to be. I love the state. I love every single person in the building. I love the fan base. So that's what he's going to say. Do you have any sense for what the Vikings are going to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it really comes down to JJ himself because, you could say all that stuff, but if you act the part behind the scenes and you still put in all the work and all the effort and still continue to be a driven young quarterback, then, yeah, I mean, there's always a chance Kyler Murray could get hurt and then you're the next man up. But if he pouts and if he doesn't put in the work and he doesn't put in the preparation and they end up with Carson Wentz as their backup quarterback, then you have to consider making a potential trade there. I also think that with the way things have gone, and there is respect for Kevin O'Connell and his ability to develop or identify quarterbacks, and the fact that it hasn't worked out, I think if you're another team, you're probably saying, well, if it hasn't worked there, then why the heck would it work for us? But there's also maybe 5 or 6 teams that could either use a backup or 5 or 6 teams that are just probably planning on being bad that should take every shot at quarterback. I mean, a Kyler for a JJ swap with the Arizona Cardinals would be ironic, but don't they make a lot of sense there just to take every quarterback they can get? But I think if you're the Vikings, you have to consider that you've had a couple of seasons under O'Connell where you've gotten to QB4, and they don't want that to happen again. So I think it's probably smarter to just hang on to what you have, but at the same time, if they feel like the relationship has gone sour, then I wouldn't be shocked if they decide to shop him around. Kevin O'Connell, by the way, said that that's not what they're doing, that they have him locked in as the quarterback, so take that for what you will.
Okay, so I went through all the quarterbacks that are going to potentially start this year yesterday, and I came out with Kyler Murray as top 15. Like, I'm not going to put him in the top 10 over some of these really good players, but I found him into the top 15 without looking at the 32 on my list. Is that reasonable? Does that sound like that to you?
I think it's completely reasonable. I mean, I think people lose sight that just 2 years ago in 2024, Kyler Murray was one of the 12 best quarterbacks in the NFL by a lot of metrics, by whether it's ESPN's QBR or PFF grade or whatever you want to look at, that he was a very valuable quarterback who went for 3,800 yards passing, another 600 yards rushing. Like, this was not 13 years ago. It was 2. So, I think that Kyler could still play, and we've seen, especially these last 2 practices, since he became QB1, he's completed about 85% of his passes in these last couple practices. Like, I think we've seen all the skills, and O'Connell put it really well. He said, what could be of Kyler Murray in this offense? And you got to remember, Arizona is an absolute joke of a franchise who did not support him well. So I think that top 15 is reasonable. If you went top 10, I would say that you were being a little optimistic there because there still are shortcomings. But this is a very talented quarterback who's really accurate, and I think it has shown that he's put in the work to this offense to be ready for the season. Now it's about being a little more consistent than he's been throughout his career. It's about staying healthy, which is really important, and locking in with Kevin O'Connell and then the team supporting him with, you got to have health, but also the run game, the defense, the kicking. Like, when you have a quarterback who's 15th to 20th in the league, somewhere in that range, everything's got to go right around them. But we've seen it work for San Francisco. We've seen it work for the Eagles, the Broncos, where, hey, if you support that guy, they'll give you a chance to win.
What about the wide receiving core, though? I think that takes him like up a notch. How do you say Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Jawan Jennings? Those, where do you think that puts Kyler?
I mean, Jawan Jennings would be the best wide receiver Kyler's had since DeAndre Hopkins. So that's the Vikings wide receiver 3. I just think it's so wildly better. You don't want to get too far down this road, especially with 2 great practices, and be like, oh my gosh, MVP Kyler, right? But his connection with Justin Jefferson has been really good so far in training camp, in my opinion. And yeah, I think that we've seen enough times in the league where if you are short weapons, if you're short blocking, if you're short coaching, Sam Darnold could probably attest to this, that it's going to impact most quarterbacks. Not everybody's Josh Allen that's just going to sort of power through no matter what. And I think that having those guys is so different from, no offense to Greg Dortch, but Greg Dortch is like the 2nd or 3rd best receiver he's had there. Marvin Harrison hasn't worked out, so he just basically threw to the tight end all the time. I think it's a massive factor if you are being optimistic about it. But from Vikings fans, I don't think that they're going to really accept Kyler Murray until they see it actually work. And then, they'll wait for whatever field goal is going to go wrong to disappoint them, I guess. But,
I know that.
I think they do have to see it in front of their eyes first.
I'll let you run with this. It does feel like Vikings fans are really going to be harsh, critical of Kyler Murray. Why do you feel that way? Just because of the quarterback position over the last, 10 years?
I would say that, and I would also say just general malaise. I mean, you win 14 games, can't win a playoff game. They have not won a playoff game since 2019, and when it's been that long, you start to get antsy, right? And when you don't have the franchise quarterback, because if you're the Chargers, every year you walk into a season and say, we've got Herbert, we've got a chance, right? But, the Vikings, it's, another new retread quarterback that they're rolling out there, hoping to get the most out of them and maybe don't have enough. So I think that Vikings fans have become pretty cynical. I would also maybe direct them to the New York Jets or the Cleveland Browns and say it could be a heck of a lot worse. But, like everybody else, you have to prove it, and the Vikings have not, under Kevin O'Connell, proven it in the playoffs. But I also try to implore people to not just sit around and be miserable all season and wait for January. Like, if this is fun, remember why we watch football sometimes, which I think gets a little lost on Vikings fans. I don't blame them, though. This is the 50th year since they went to a Super Bowl. So I understand their perspective for sure.
Year 50, a celebration, not really an anniversary. Matthew Coller's running tonight. Find him. His show's coming out. Purple Insider and the crew. They're going to get through all of this J.J. McCarthy, Kyler Murray news. Purple Insider. Matthew, good to have you. Thanks a lot.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Matthew Coller on from Vikings training camp today. Good to have him from Minneapolis. Purple Insider. Vikings coverage from Matthew Coller on the Nate Brown Show tonight. All right. Good stuff there from Matthew. Good stuff. Now, here's one thing that's not talked about. We talk Kyler. We talk JJ. We talk Kyler. We talk JJ. What do we not talk about? Those three wide receivers. I'm going to tell you, South Dakota sports fans across the three wide receivers for the Vikings, this is top shelf. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Juwan Jennings. This is top shelf stuff. This isn't just an okay receiving core. This is really good. I would tell you, one of the best in the league. 1, 2, 3, one of the best in the league. So nobody talks about that. We always say Justin Jefferson, rightfully so. Now, you still got Jordan Addison, the player. Juwan Jennings, been a nice player. A little goofy, but a nice player. So 1, 2, 3, is this one of the top receiving cores, top to bottom in the NFL? Seems like it to me, just looking at it. So what do you think that does for Kyler Murray? I think that's not bad compared to what he had in Arizona over the years. So that's big, and people don't point that out nearly enough. Those three wide receivers in Kyler, look out. I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready to cheer on the Vikings, my NFC team. It's my NFC team. Broncos, I understand. My NFC team. You know this. My brother, lifelong Vikings fan. I have to have some winning for him. He's getting depressed. Got to have some winning. It's coming. Good season is ahead for the Vikings, right? Coming right back. So this story is really interesting. I don't know all of the details. I don't think we're going to find out. But how did the NBA and South Dakota get involved in something that's pretty deep, it appears, with all the allegations? I'm gonna hit on this next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Sagging, bouncing, or uneven floors? Call Blackburn Foundation Repair. Standing water or high humidity? Nasty odors or dangerous mold? Call Blackburn. Critters, bugs, or other pests? That's right, call Blackburn. It's a fact. Crawl space problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call Blackburn Foundation Repair. Call Blackburn Foundation Repair today.
The following radio ad is good fun squad approved.
My name is Jenny, and I'm the lady at the South Dakota Lottery who writes out those big checks for our winners. It's a lot of fun, but we've had so many big winners lately, my hand is tired. There was a $600,000 winner, a $2 million winner, a $4 million winner. That's a lot of zeros, and not normal zeros, big check zeros, and the winning never stops. That's why I'm learning to write with both hands.
Good fun.
Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly.
Take your Deadwood stay to the next level at Tin Lizzie Gaming Resort. Choose Hampton by Hilton or 4 Points by Sheridan, both just steps from the Main Street action. Then play in our 24/7 casino, bet every buzzer beater at the BetMGM Sportsbook, and taste your way through 6 unique dining options. With non-stop events, next-level casino promotions, and everything under one roof on historic Main Street, plan your getaway at tinlizzie.com, where your getaway goes to the next level.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect. Chance of thunderstorms tonight, otherwise cloudy skies expected. Lows dip down to about 59, winds out of the northeast around 5 miles per hour. Cloudy again tomorrow, thunderstorms likely. High of 75, storms likely tomorrow night, lows of aloft around 60, cloudy. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, it's 68 degrees.
Mr. Liquor next to Walmart off Catron is a must-stop for this year's rally. Enjoy free Jack Daniels tastings through Wednesday. The Jack Daniels etching van will be at Mr. Liquor Monday and Wednesday, engraving the 86th Rally logo on your Jack Daniels bottle purchase. Monday, meet Jack Daniels brand manager Jed Lynette from 4 till 5 p.m. And on Tuesday from 5 till 7 p.m., Jack Daniels barrelman Kevin Sanders will be in-house. It's a quick stop off Catron next to Walmart in Rapid City. That's Mr. Liquor.
We all know life's busy, and if you get sick, you can get behind pretty quick. That's where Black Hills Urgent Care comes in. No appointments needed, no long waits, just fast, affordable care to get you feeling better quicker. Black Hills Urgent Care has 2 locations in Rapid City on Haynes Avenue and Mountain View Road. You can simply check in online at bhucare.com. That's with the letter U, bhucare.com. When you need care, see the team at Black Hills Urgent Care, the faster way to get better.
At Connect Home Center, they've been a part of the Mead Lumber family since 2000. Now, they're bringing everything together under one trusted name, Mead Lumber. Don't worry, your favorite team, great service, and high-quality products aren't going anywhere. Connect Home Center is becoming Mead Lumber. Same people, same service, just a new name. From design to finish, here for you every step of the way. Check them out at meadlumber.com.
This is The Nate Brown Show, also streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe to The Nate Brown Show on YouTube.
All right, The Nate Brown Show live. Glad you're here. Appreciate you listening, making this show possible. You guys matter a lot, and all of our sponsors on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Appreciate you. From high school to college to the pros, we try and get you covered each time out. Wednesday edition of the program, KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls. We're live, also on Fox Sports Rapid City. Steve Steele's coming up. He's the Pierre Governor's head football coach. Checked in with the 11 AAA champions last night, Matt Christensen, Brandon Valley. Our high school football previews continue with 11 AA state champions. Pierre, Steve Steele coming up. Mike Sautter's on the way from Omaha. He covers Nebraska high school sports, and I want to get a feel for this Omaha Sioux Falls Metro football series coming up this year. Mike Sautter's on the way from Nebraska Preps. So what I want to know what you guys know about the NBA investigation into the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard. And I'm sure everybody in South Dakota is just driving here right now thinking, oh, yeah, I know. There you go. Huh? So this is like, so let me just lay the groundwork here. Kawhi Leonard and the NBA the NBA is investigating the Clippers and the owner, Steve Ballmer, of trying to give Kawhi Leonard extra money to circumvent the salary cap situation in the NBA. So I've had discussions with buddies over the years they always ask me, they said, hey, you know how Tom Brady took less? He took less from the Patriots. Do you think Bob Kraft maybe did this deal and that deal and nobody knew about it on the side? He's like, yeah, we'll give you this sponsorship. We'll do this one. I go, I don't know about all that. I don't know, but you got to be careful with this stuff. That's what they're trying to say the Clippers did for Kawhi Leonard in the big money contract. These NBA contracts are massive anyway. I mean, he already had the max contract, Kawhi Leonard, to go to the Clippers, yet the NBA is investigating still. This has been going on, over a year? Longer? That did the Clippers find other ways for Kawhi Leonard to get quote-unquote sponsorship money in the millions of dollars to give him extra money, and then they circumvent the salary cap monitoring, and they do it that way. That's what the investigation's all about. So there's the story. Now, how did this get into South Dakota Sports Talk Show? Well, the latest from Pablo Torre. You know Pablo Torre, he's been Dan Le Batard. He started his own thing now. Pablo Torre finds out he's a sports journalist. So Pablo Torre has his own show, podcast, and all this stuff. I don't know how he does this. He does deep dives on stuff. It's like Pablo Torre outside the lines. I mean, he does deep dives. Pablo Torre is reporting that his sources are saying one of the sponsors in this Clippers deal, if they paid extra money to Kawhi Leonard through sponsors, Pablo Torre saying he has sources saying it was Daktronics was one of them. That's Pablo Torre reporting that. I just saw this week. And I'm sitting here, this came out at Yahoo Sports first, and then people are like, I saw Kelloland finally, had a story on it, and I think it's been kind of under the radar. I mean, this is a big-time company. I've been to Daktronics. I've been to, I understand that deal there. So I've seen the great work they do. These are the big video board makers, one of the leaders in the world. So you're saying, what do you mean, Daktronics and the Clippers? Well, the deal is Daktronics did the huge video boards at the Clippers' new arena. They wrap around the new arena. And so Pablo Torre is saying he has sources that are saying one of the deals for this multi-million-dollar sponsorship stuff was ran through the Clippers scoreboard maker. That's sources telling Pablo Torre that. And they said they reached out to Daktronics and no comment. They're going to, have their attorneys comment on this and stuff like that. And I'm just telling you, I'm going, how did this whole thing even get going from the Clippers side? Is this going to come out from the NBA? Are we going to find out details that there were this company called Aspire? What is it? Aspire or Aspiration? There's some big company that had celebrities that they did deals with. That was one of the first ones. And now Pablo Torre's reporting Daktronics could have been, the allegations are they could be one of these sponsors with Kawhi Leonard getting extra money, allegedly, to circumvent the salary cap. Isn't this wild? This is wild. Would this be the first time? My question is, we'll see what happens. I don't know the truth on this. Nobody does yet. So the NBA is investigating this. We're going to find out some stuff. I don't know what they're going to all be able to release and when this is going to come out. This has been going on. This is an investigation a long time. So my question is, do you believe this has happened with other star athletes in other sports? I might make that into the question of the day tomorrow. I might revisit this because we talked about it years ago. Me and my buddies were at lunch, and they said, don't you think Bob Kraft or, the Patriots did some extra stuff for Tom Brady to make sure he was happy? He said, he took less for the salary. Don't you think? And I always said, nah, you can't do that. And now the NBA investigating the Clippers for allegations of that may have happened with Kawhi Leonard and the hidden sponsorship deals. Wild. We'll see where this comes out in the wash. coming right back on the Nate Brown Show. I've got 5 questions from Chris. It is a Wednesday. I think these questions are good, Chris. Our loyal listener sends them in. We'll send out some answers as we get into more. And Mike Sauter's coming up from Nebraska Preps. Hang on.
This is the Nate Brown.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Winter is coming, but the interest isn't. For the first time ever, Renewal by Andersen is offering 0% for 48 months. That's 2030. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home, so don't wait for the snowflakes to fall. Get winter ready now with our energy-efficient Acclaim replacement windows and Ensemble entry doors. 0% for 4 years is a first-time offer you don't want to miss. Call today or visit rbarapidcity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
There are 1 billion credit card transactions around the world every day. That's 11,698 swipes a second. It's easy to forget that behind each one, there's a person, a family, a dream, a connection being made. The Black Hills Federal Credit Union Visa, for members who want to make the most of every transaction.
This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, Wednesday edition of the program. Let's go. Second hour. Let's bring some energy here on the drive home on the Nate Brown Show. Glad you're here. Fox Sports Radio, KWSN in Sioux Falls and Fox Sports Rapid City. Remember, you can stream us a couple of different ways. Go to X and watch us live on X. Follow us at Nate Brown Show. We are live right now. Welcome in the audience on X. How you doing? And also on YouTube. Great to have you on board. YouTube.com, The Nate Brown Show. It's easy to find us. YouTube.com, The Nate Brown Show. Search for us. You've got us. Subscribe to the channel, and you're good to go. 2 great guests coming up. Brand new guy we haven't had before. A really good Nebraska high school sports reporter. He started his own site. I mean, he does good work. I want to get into this Omaha Metro, Sioux Falls Metro football series that they've started. I love the outside-the-box thinking. I love that South Dakota's involved. How is Sioux Falls going to do, the Metro teams that have really done so well in South Dakota, how are they going to do against some Omaha competition? The opener's coming up with Brandon Valley against Bellevue West. Mike Sauter's our guest from Nebraska Preps. He's coming up. And Steve Steele's in from Pierre. Our high school football previews just getting started. Pierre's the 11AA defending champs again, and the Govs head coach Steve Steele coming up. How do they look this year? Our question of the day, I just want to throw this out. I went through the Nebraska schedule. You missed it in the first hour. It's an all-timer of the Nate Brown Show. We do wins and losses. It's just for fun. Come on. Wins and losses, we do. South Dakota State, USD, Nebraska, and then we'll go Broncos and Vikings coming up later. But we do this every week as we go through August. We've done this every year. Today was the day for the Huskers schedule release, or, Nate Brown Show schedule release. And I went with the Huskers. I'm not going to go through every game again. You can go to the Nate Brown Show podcast for that. But if you're just getting in your car, second hour of the show, Huskers I have going 7-5. And the bad part on that, I had them starting 5-0. So the last half of the year, you may want to have, Halloween planned out, Thanksgiving, just have a good time. Give thanks. Last half of the year not going so well for the Huskers is how I see it. Good non-conference start, easy schedule, easy in the Big Ten to start. Michigan State, Maryland, I like those. But 7-5 is my record. How do you think the Huskers will do this year? Anybody? You got an idea? Hit us on the text line. 605-720-1067. That's the number. 605-720-1067 on the Nate Brown Show. Barron's Wilson text line. I had somebody say, I'll go with 7-5 for the Huskers as well. Hey, thank you. Another one, your 7-5 for the Huskers is sad, but realistic. Is it sad? 7-5 sad? I don't know if that's, I know. I don't know if that's too sad for where the Huskers have been. Listener text, no chance of the Huskers winning against Indiana, Ohio State, or Oregon. So feels like they always lose to Iowa as well. Yeah, it does. It does. So I've got the Huskers at 7-5. So our countdown from last week, South Dakota State record prediction 10-2. You can mark these down. Hold me to account. It's going to be a fun football season. South Dakota State 10-2 is my prediction. USD 7-5. Nebraska 7-5. Okay? If you miss, you want to go through. You want to hear me break down Bowling Green and Nebraska. That is in the Nate Brown Show podcast. As of right now, what we have to break down on a Wednesday.
It's time for 5 questions from Chris on the Nate Brown Show.
Chris, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Chris sends in 5 questions on the Nate Brown Show. Our loyal listener all these years, and I've got 5 answers. Question 1. Nate, if you were the GM for an NFL team and you had to choose between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen right now for the next 5 years, who would you pick? Chris, you're serving it up easy, man. This is easy stuff tonight. It's Josh Allen right now. I wouldn't have said that a couple of years ago. I do believe Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs have declined. They were so good, so good. They have declined. And I think Patrick's O-line has declined. Patrick's whole deal with his injury here, I'm just not so sure. So I truly believe Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL right now. He's 30 years old. Patrick's 31. So age is not the deal. Next 5 years, the best quarterback I would take is Josh Allen. Thank you for that. Hey, I love this question. Question number 2. I had to think about this, so I had to look at this one. What are the 3 best uniforms in all of North American sports? Wow. What are the 3 best uniforms in all of North American sports? Can I go with some classics? This was just off the top of my head today. You guys may hate me for this. One of the best uniforms in sports, the Green Bay Packers. It's so ugly it makes you puke. That's when you know you got a good uni. It's classic. They haven't changed it. It is just classic. The G, the yellow. Yes, it's yellow. The green, the cheese heads. It's ugly stuff, and it is all-time classic. I like that. I'm going to go Green Bay has one of the best uniforms. I'm going to go my Chicago Cubs. I was debating Cubs white pinstripes with the Cubs logo or Yankees, the classic pinstripes with the Yankees logo. You could go either one. Yankees, so legendary. I'm going to go Cubbies. I grew up with WGN, Harry Carey, and the Cubbies white unis. I've got a Cubs uniform myself. I tried giving it to my daughters. They didn't take it. That's poor. That's bad raised kids right there. Cubs white pinstripe uniforms, second best. Top 3 uniforms in sports. I'll go another classic. Why not? I'm going college. Notre Dame. Yes, Notre Dame. You can't get any better than that. The gold helmet, the blue, the gold. Not fancy. They do have specks of gold in their helmets now, but it's just Notre Dame. How can you not say Notre Dame has the all-time classic uniforms? My top 3 uniforms in sports: Packers, Cubbies, white pinstripes, Notre Dame. Book it. Question number 3. With the Vikings naming Kyler Murray their starting QB yesterday, should Minnesota look to trade J.J. McCarthy now or hold on to him? It all depends. You got to feel him out. And I think J.J.'s going to be okay mentally, meaning he's going to stay in this, right? I think he's going to stay in this. He's not going to check out, pout, do that stuff. I hope. But you got to watch that. So if he's a good teammate, if he's not doing the character stuff, the 9 stuff, the I'm cool stuff, if he's not doing that stuff, I'm going to keep him. Kyler gets hurt, stuff like that, I'm going to keep him. So my deal with JJ, he's not dead to me yet, okay? Keep JJ, especially if he's still being cool. I don't want the character stuff, the caricature. No. This is time to get some maturity, humility, be a good teammate. If he does that, I'm keeping him. Question 4. The Major League Baseball Players Union has said again it will not accept a salary cap under any negotiation with the league owners. Could fans be waiting more than a season for baseball to return if they can't come up with a new CBA? Would a lockout last more than a year? No, it will not, Chris. You're a big baseball fan. I know this. The lockout, if it happens, will not go more than a year. That's a disaster. It's a disaster if we don't have baseball next summer anyway. I mean, that's a disaster. Total disaster. But it will not go more than a year. You got to have calmer heads prevail. You got to get something done here. I don't know if they'll get a salary cap or not. You got to get it done. They will not miss more than a year. I don't think they're going to miss the year. I'm optimistic tonight, Chris. Last question. 5 questions from Chris. Under the current NBA CBA, teams can no longer afford to stack 3 to 4 superstar rosters. Do you think the product on the floor is actually better now than it was 10 to 15 years ago? Yeah, people whine about all the threes and all that stuff. We've had a different NBA champion now, and I think it's a really good product. I'm a big basketball fan. You know this, Chris. So is the NBA product better now than 10 years ago? I believe so. There's some really good stars. Wembanyama. There's some good teams. I think the NBA product is good. I do. And the ratings showed that this year. Highest ratings for the NBA Finals in a long, long time. Long time. It went back to the Bulls' time with Jordan. So that we're in good shape. NBA's in good shape. A revival this year. 5 questions from Chris in the books. That's it. The new guest from Nebraska. Looking forward to this. He covers Nebraska high school sports, and Omaha's paying a visit to play the Sioux Falls Metro schools in football. We'll get a breakdown from Mike Sautter coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people get into all kinds of vehicles with loans as unique as them. Trucks, cars, SUVs, we finance them all with local service and rates starting as low as 4.99% APR. That's right, 4.99%. Keep your loan local and find the one that fits you at bhfcu.com. Apply today online or text 605-718-1818 to get started. Offer subject to credit approval. BHFCU is member owned and insured by NCUA.
Transform your home in one weekend and save big money at Menards. Protect and enjoy your outdoor living space with Thompson's semi-transparent wood sealer. It maintains wood's natural color and provides durable, year-round protection from water and sun damage in just one coat. Save big money on Thompson's water seal products. Our knowledgeable team is ready to help bring your dreams to life 1 gallon at a time. Stop by your local Menards today.
Save big money at Menards.
The action doesn't stop when the game starts.
Back at the wall! Tie game!
Wager Sportsbook and Grill is now open at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort, serving crave-worthy eats, ice-cold drinks, and non-stop energy. Dig into wings, smash burgers, and loaded bowls, then get in on the action at the BetMGM Sportsbook. Bet big, eat well, and catch every play from the front row. Learn more at CadillacJacksGaming.com. Every bite, every play, Wagers delivers.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect. Chance of thunderstorms tonight, otherwise cloudy skies expected. Lows dip down to about 59, winds out of the northeast around 5 miles per hour. Cloudy again tomorrow, thunderstorms likely. High of 75. Storms likely tomorrow night, lows of a low around 60, cloudy. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 67 degrees.
Hi, I'm Tim Wrench, and I'm seeking personal injury cases. If you've been injured because someone else did something wrong, call me up. I'm a trial lawyer. I've tried criminal and civil cases for decades, and I can use all of that experience to help you. I also know this, that when insurance companies know that you're represented by a trial lawyer, they take your claim more seriously, and if it is to be settled, it's settled better with a trial lawyer. Wrench Law, 605-341-1111, wrenchlaw.com.
Collins Siding has been the region's premier window siding, door, and gutter installation specialist since 1974. They use only the highest quality materials and never compromise on their workmanship. Collins Siding is licensed, bonded, and their estimates always include labor, materials, and applicable permits and taxes. Collins Siding has been providing top quality service and exceeding high standards. Find out how by visiting them at 2016 Cherry Avenue. Collins Siding, 2016 Cherry Avenue, Rapid City.
Stuck in a state of falling behind? Struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? This is State Farm Agent Matt McCormick. Let me help you simplify and get to a better state. With me handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. Even more money, too. Because adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40%. Call me, State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, and get to a better state with State Farm. 348-0464.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown.
All right, I had to play some Def Leppard. It is the Sturgis Rally in western South Dakota, right? So, yeah, Def Leppard. It was like they used to come to Sturgis every year. Been a while. Good stuff. The Nate Brown Show live. Glad you're here across South Dakota, throughout western South Dakota and the Black Hills on Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome in also in Sioux Falls on KWSN East River. Good to have you on board. The Nate Brown Show live on YouTube right now. The Nate Brown Show. Go to youtube.com/The Nate Brown Show, and you've got us there. I've been watching this guy's coverage there. He's got some good coverage. Nebraska high school sports scene. It's called Neb Preps, part of HurrDatSports.com. If you haven't followed this guy, I would do that. Mike Sautter. And I invited him on because you have this Omaha Sioux Falls Metro football series starting this year. Mike, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I know you're busy, really busy right now. So thanks for hopping in. You're hopping around football practice and all that. I want to. So I asked my audience tonight. We have the Sioux Falls metro area teams. It's so hard, I think, to compare. Where are states in high school football? Omaha has a big-time tradition here and some big-time programs. And then they have some of these other programs that are like, okay, these are good programs, and they're going to play against some Sioux Falls metro teams. Do we know how this is going to stack up? What's your early read?
Yeah, I am very intrigued by the series, if you will. It's primarily Omaha Public Schools. There's Bellevue West, I think, is in there. Maybe one more. I can't remember off the top of my head. But there's been this kind of long-standing kind of tradition of, like, Omaha Central, for example, goes up and runs in cross-country and track meets in, like, Augustana's meet that they have.
Okay.
And so it's happened in other sports, just not in football, which is the biggest, thing. So that's kind of, I guess, where conversations started. Like, hey, we've done this before, and the impetus, I guess, for it is like a Millard South in Metro Omaha is powerhouse right now. Two straight state championships in Class A, the largest class. Trey Taylor, Nebraska's quarterback commit and the number one quarterback in the country, is now at Millard South. And they played, I guess they played Bash at Arizona, and then they went to Las Vegas last year and played a school out there. So with the new scheduling cycle that the state association went through, the timing was right for other schools to play teams from, South Dakota and Kansas City. And so that's kind of why it's happening now. And it's home and home series, so that'll be kind of cool.
I agree with that. I think it's outside the box thinking here in South Dakota. We just normally play each other, and the big markets in Sioux Falls, the big schools play the big schools in Rapid City, and that's just how it has been. And there's been a discrepancy. Rapid City big schools haven't been able to compete with Sioux Falls big schools, to give you the background, Mike. And so people are kind of saying, well, this could be good for Sioux Falls Metro to play some Omaha schools. You tell me, and I'm sure each program's different. We don't have to run through every one. Millard North, Omaha Central, Omaha Westview, Omaha North, and Bellevue West. I'm just saying, how good is the football at these schools?
Yeah, it's pretty good. So Omaha North, a little bit more of a traditional power. Coach Larry Martin has been there for 20-some years, and they always have just big, strong linemen, and they always have at least one, if not more, really good running back. And I think they have that again this year. They have, two linemen, their left guard and left tackle that are committed to Augustana.
Okay.
So two pretty good players there at Omaha North. Bellevue West was on a major run in the 2010s, but still a state playoff team every year. Their expectation every year is to at least make a quarterfinal, if not more. They've had superstar guys like Jalen Bradley, and was a really good running back. I once, I guess, saw him rush for 490 yards and 7 touchdowns in a game, in a state semifinal game. That was a long time ago, but he was really good, and he ended up going to Nebraska and not doing a lot there, but he was a Nebraska recruit and commit. And they've had guys like A.J. Forbes, and who finished his career at Montana as a center, and now he's back actually helping coach at Bellevue West a little bit.
Okay.
So Bellevue West, Coach Hoffman, he likes to playmakers in purple is their kind of mantra, and he likes to air it out, throw it around. So that one, and it should be fun. They have a decent team. I'm actually going to their practice next week to check them out, but I've seen them a little bit in the summer. And
I'm going to ask
good
you.
young quarterback.
Okay.
I was just going to say, WS has a good young quarterback and really speedy receiver. Guy's just a blazing fast kid. So I do know that about them.
That's an opening game for our defending big school state champions, Brandon Valley. So Brandon Valley's going to take on Bellevue West. That's one to watch right away here in a couple of weeks. What about this? Sioux Falls Lincoln is right there. They might be the preseason number one up here. They play Omaha Central. What do you know?
Yeah, Central lost Torrey Pittman, who's committed to Nebraska, and a 5-star or 4-star or whatever, depending on the service safety. He actually moved. He transferred to Millard North. He's committed to Nebraska. And then Central also lost Kylan Haney, which is a really good running back. He transferred to Millard North as well. So losing those two guys. But they have a star in the making in Cam Berry. He's a freshman. But he does not look like a freshman. They're gonna use him a bunch of different ways, offensively and primarily as a receiver, and then defensive back. But he's already got a couple of power conference offers as a freshman.
Wow!
So, or going to be freshman. He's an elite track guy, like won USATF. I think it was 15U or 14U or whatever it is, national championship in long jump or triple jump, one of those two.
Wow.
So he's a pretty good athlete. So they'll be fine. They did lose a lot up front and have a new quarterback and stuff like that. But they're a physical team that will definitely play hard. I know that.
Great breakdown. I think people in Sioux Falls and the Metro kind of want to know, what are we getting into with these Omaha schools? I think this is good stuff. He's with Neb Preps, herdatsports.com. It's Mike Sautter, really good high school reporter from Nebraska, talking this Omaha series with Sioux Falls Metro. Would you want to see this? Do you think Omaha, the players and stuff like this, would like to do this? I always think state versus state. I think it's kind of fun, kind of new. You think they would want to continue this after the next year?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I guess I don't see a reason why. I do know there was maybe 2 more schools that were possibly going to be involved in this, so there could have been a lot more of those games. And those were Papillion La Vista South, who was a Class A runner-up last year, and Creighton Prep, who lost to Papillion La Vista South last year in the state semifinals. Those 2 teams were in the conversation of being in that mix of this South Dakota series. Creighton Prep is all-boys school, one of the largest, it's a huge school, and they're going to be right in the mix and trying to be one of the teams that wins the state championship in Class A this year. So that would have been neat to kind of see them. They beat DeSmet out of St. Louis last year, and they had a really good line play and coaches, a really good coach and good staff. I was actually there last night.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't see why not. Like, I think it's pretty neat. It's pretty cool. Kids like going on a bus, and like it's kind of a team bonding thing that they can do. And the Class A schools in Nebraska, if they have to go out to Kearney, which is another Class A school, it's about a 3-hour trip, and those guys think that's the edge of the earth. So, which is interesting. I think it's kind of neat. It gives someone a little bit. It gives them a different look, and in Nebraska, they redid the scheduling where there isn't districts anymore in Class A, so it kind of opened up the scheduling for everybody.
Okay.
Where they can kind of do some of those things. Like I said, there's a handful of teams playing, like Millard South's playing, I think it's Blue Valley North out of Kansas City this year as well. So
I like it.
Kind of fun that way. Yeah,
I like it. I love it. I hope it continues. It's just starting up this season. Sioux Falls Metro teams playing some Omaha area teams. Mike Sautter is on tonight. Last one, I'll let you run on this, just from a high school sports standpoint. Big topic. South Dakota just changed a rule that says you can't reclass when it comes to 7th, 8th grade. You can't reclass and get another year of high school competition because we let 7th and 8th graders play up here. And so the Activities Association said no reclass and getting another year. They say you can reclass, but you're going to be done by the time you're a junior then playing sports. Is the reclass topic big in Omaha or Nebraska?
No, not really. I mean, not, 7th, 8th graders, I guess, can't participate in high school sports. And I did know that because I actually saw Matthew Morse play for his high school basketball team when he was in 8th grade at a Creighton basketball team camp. But no, it's not that big of a thing. There might be one or two here and there, but it's really not. COVID, I guess there was a couple that did that.
Interesting.
During COVID, but it's not a huge deal. And frankly, I kind of agree with the South Dakota State Association on that one. I think it probably is. That's probably a little much in my opinion.
I got you. We'll discuss it again. Mike Sautter on for the first time here in South Dakota on the Nate Brown Show, talking Omaha football as they play the Sioux Falls Metro all throughout the season, starting with Brandon Valley here in Bellevue West in a couple of weeks. Mike, good to have you. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
Thanks a lot. Mike Sautter with HerdAtSports.com, Neb Preps. He's on X at Mike Sautter _. You want to follow him? He'll be covering Nebraska high school football in depth there. HerdAtSports.com, Neb Preps. Coming right back with the 11AA state champion head coach, Steve Steele in Pierre, coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
How do you make a buffet day even better? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade is your place for good food and good times. Won the big game? Make it a play day. Aced your test? Make it a play day. Just need to get out of the house? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has all your favorites and all kinds of fun. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Choosing a hotel for an upcoming family trip to the Black Hills? Why just stay when you can make it an unforgettable adventure? When you choose any of the 5 hotels surrounding Wautiki Indoor Water Park, your stay includes free passes for your kids where they'll enjoy hours of fun in South Dakota's largest indoor water park. From the budget-friendly La Quinta by Wyndham to the modern Courtyard by Marriott, there's a perfect option for every family. Unlock your adventure and book your stay now at WautikiWaterPark.com.
At Spearfish GMC Cadillac, the deals are as hot as the pavement. Right now, save big on 2026 GMC Sierra 1500s with total savings up to $94.50 or choose 0% financing and no payments for 90 days. Plus, get up to $2,000 off select GMC Sierra HD models. And with truckloads of new GMC inventory arriving soon, there's never been a better time to shop GMC. Hurry in for the best selection. Spearfish GMC Cadillac. Online at spearfishmotors.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines, supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
9 a.m. Son's hitting the living room. He's coming now. Go, go, go.
I gotta grab my coffee.
Forget the coffee, Karen. Back hallway. Move, move, move.
Okay.
Dad, switching rooms to stay cool is so silly. Just get renewal by Anderson Windows.
The schedule keeps us cool, hun.
I was at Maddie's yesterday. They don't have a schedule. They just sit in any room all day.
In any room?
Nobody runs. Nobody rotates. They have renewal by Anderson Windows.
Windows are not a system, sweetheart.
Our windows leak. We pay for air we don't ever use.
She's right, Stan. We don't live here. We just circulate.
The Acclaim replacement windows, really energy efficient. Cool air stays in and warm air stays in.
Every room?
Every room, every season, like Maddie's.
What? No diagrams?
No diagrams, Dad.
Oh! Rotate!
Oh, for the love of Pete, just call Renewal by Anderson.
Oh, go, go, go!
No, no, no!
Don't pay for air you don't use. Make the best decision for your home with exclusive custom-fit acclaim windows and ensemble doors. Only from Renewal by Anderson. Learn more at rbarapidcity.com.
In the past, if you needed auto body repair, you had to get multiple estimates and then try to get your car into a shop for repair. Well, not anymore. In most cases, you can stop by one shop, get your estimate, and schedule your car for a repair. The question now becomes which shop you choose. If you like quality, choose J&J Truck and Auto Body. They have ASE, PPG, and Gold iCar certifications that allow them to offer you a nationwide warranty. And they'll work with your insurance company so you're pleased with the outcome. J&J Truck and Auto Body, 1513 East Philadelphia.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, also streaming right now on X. Follow us and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
All right, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Live on Fox Sports Radio. We are on KWSN Sioux Falls and Fox Sports Rapid City. Glad you're here on your drive home. If you can't catch all of the show, remember, you can go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. It's there on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. Just search the Nate Brown Show, and then you've got everything you want there, from high school to college to the pros, the guests you want to hear from high school football to Vikings to whatever. Go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. Every guest, every show. Search for it, and you've got us. Our high school football previews continue. We had the 11 AAA champion head coach Matt Christensen last night. How about we go with 11 AA title Steve Steele, Pierre Governors, as they get set for 2026. Coach, how are you?
A little tired. We just got back from our camping trip here to start the season, so a couple short nights. We'll be ready for a little longer one here tonight. Okay,
you'll get some rest. So you do the camping trip. Now, you built a program. I've talked to Coach Christensen in Brandon Valley. I said, how does Brandon Valley keep doing it? They're right in the mix every year in AAA. Well, you guys aren't just in the mix. You're winning it nearly every year in AA. So camping trip, culture, what's this all about? What do you guys do to keep peer football together?
Yeah, we take our first 3 days of football practice, or, the 3 days that you're allowed to have organized practices, and we go camping at a Wahi Downstream recreation area for Monday, Tuesday, and then we come back on Wednesday. And, it's a lot of team bonding. I mean, you take away the cell phones, you take away the car keys. We honestly don't do a whole lot of what you would think is football work, but we do a lot more of teamwork, of camaraderie, of team building. And there's a lot of physical grinding that's going on out there. I mean, it's a very challenging camp for the guys. We always think that we're going to probably set their bodies back a couple days, but we're going to really get their minds right. And everyone, their goal is that they're going to know they can do hard things, and they got a team full of teammates that can also do hard things.
Okay, so that's interesting. You approach this from, we're going to do that first. I think a lot of people would say, well, we got to do the football first. Why do you not do that?
Just in our, kind of the way that we've run it. I mean, the football stuff doesn't matter if you don't have a team. There's years we've had phenomenal individuals. There's years that you can probably go across the state and look at teams that had phenomenal individual players, but if they're not a team, then it doesn't really matter. So that's why we've always taken our first 3 days. You can't wear pads those first 3 days anyway. So rather than just kind of doing walkthrough and running and conditioning, we figured let's do that. But let's fully immerse ourselves, together with that, and go out there as a group of individuals, and hopefully come back as one cohesive unit.
How would you rank your summer program, your buy-in with this bunch? How has it looked?
It's looked very good. We've got, I think, 24 seniors. I'm trying to think back to our cabin. The seniors get to sleep indoors, and it was a full house this year. So we had 24 seniors. We got a smaller junior class. We'll be right about 60 for the season. And we've had them pretty much. They've been going 3 days a week with lifting and doing a little bit of 7-on-7 here and there throughout the summer. So they've put their bodies into a great position. And I think that's the fun part of the camp is their bodies are great. They can handle them right now.
because they're fresh. You haven't had the banging pads and all that stuff. So it's a great opportunity to really, push their bodies, but more so find ways to push their minds.
Steve Steele is on tonight as the Pierre Governors head football coach, another 11 AA state title, and you bring back 24 seniors. So what's the message to these guys? They just got done winning.
Yeah, I mean, it's just as their turn to, our theme this year's Carry the Torch. It's their turn to bear that burden, of being the senior leaders in this program. And, if we can find a way to get to the Dome, it'll be 10 straight years that we've been able and fortunate to do that. And, it's, kind of like a few years ago when we had the streak of 7 and we lost it. I mean, it's a heavy burden to be the senior group, that's in charge of this team, and it's just it was a fun group of kids to be able to put that on because they really embraced it. They really enjoy the pressure that comes with that, and they've just really loved every second of being able to find their own leadership style as a group and kind of learn this team a little bit more and what they need to be as senior leaders in order to help our team as a whole be successful.
Most highly touted recruit in South Dakota is on your team, Cooper Terwilliger, going to go to Penn State. How has he grown as he continues here into his senior year?
Well, I mean, he's definitely grown. I mean, he's 6'5" and like 245 or 250 now. So I know that's not the type of growing you're alluding to, but I mean, just to be that size and to continue to be as athletic and fast and explosive as he is, I mean, that's exactly why he's going to Penn State. He's really become a phenomenal leader. I mean, he's always been a great leader and he's always been a gamer and someone that's able to get the team up, but. The very unique thing about him, and there's very, very few others I think I've said this about, but I mean, everyone knows that he's a big time recruit and he's very talented and he can do all these things, but he wants to work harder than anybody else too. He doesn't take that talent for granted or anything like that. And the other part, I mean, he actually said it the other day when we were having our little meeting with the seniors is, he doesn't care if he gets a catch. I mean, his favorite thing to do right now is run block. And when you have guys like that are, they have the talent and they have the ability, and a lot of people think, a lot of those guys will want the ball every play, and while he does want the ball, he's perfectly fine and loves run blocking, and it's just a selfless mentality that he's got, and he just is addicted to working hard, and that really bleeds over to the rest of the team.
Coach, how many starters we talking coming back here on both sides of the ball? How good a shape are you in?
We should have 8 back on both sides of the ball.
Okay. You look at it, you say, okay, that means you're going to be the hunted again. You're used to it. What's your strength here of this team from a football standpoint?
Yeah, on offense, I mean, we're bringing back Cooper Scheffelbeins was our receiver last year, our quarterback, and that's kind of, Jaron started our last 4 games. He went in, late in the first quarter against Spearfish last year with an injury, took over and just played incredible. So he'll be back. Porter Hunsley also went in the Spearfish game at running back when our running back broke his ankle, and again had 4 phenomenal games. So I mean, I'd count them as returning starters, even though they really started about half the season. But they're both looking really, really good. We got 3 offensive linemen back on offense. So I think just the amount of experience that we have is going to allow us to open things up a little bit more, be a little bit more dynamic in some certain ways that we have the personnel to do, which we just, it's one of those things you don't always have it, but this year I think we do. And defensively, when you can bring 8 guys back, you can get a lot more creative. You can do a lot more things. You can move people around. And, I know Coach Magic's really had a lot of fun this offseason drawing up all these different things, just because we've got so many guys that are comfortable with the system that we're already in now.
They've won 8 out of the last 9 state football championships, including a state record 7 straight there. Back in the day, Steve Steele's the head coach for the Pierre Governors. I'll let you run with this. You're an author now. What's going on? Building the empire. You have a book out. What's the message?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really fun process in its own. I work at the Boys and Girls Club's our CEO here, and was meeting with one of our donors, and he actually suggested this. It would have been in December of 2024. He said, I think you should write a book. You got a lot of cool stories, and we really enjoy that. And kind of completely caught me off guard. Wasn't on my bingo card when I sat down to chat with him that morning. And he kind of was like, "Well, I want you to write a couple. I'll send you a couple questions. I want you to just respond to them, and then we'll see what happens." And it just kept pouring out. It was really cool to see that, and I've always been a really avid reader, and, I think the last probably year and a half, it's not been so much avid reading as much as avid writing, but it's just been a lot of fun to really kind of tell the story of a lot of our different teams, a lot of our different kids, and, hopefully give, there's a lot of just brutal honesty in there, too, of, what a coach's life is like at times, and, and what you deal with, and a lot of the things that go into some of the decisions that, it's very easy to be that, be at the stands and like, it was a bad play call, or all this, or, this kid should be playing. But, there's a lot more that goes into that. And, I don't know that a lot of people outside of the coaching realm would really understand that. So, and just the fact that you have a life outside of coaching, right? So I just think that was a really cool experience to go through and see it all the way through to the end.
Building the Empire book out, and Coach getting ready for another run. We'll talk again, Coach. I appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
Yep, thanks for having me on, Nate.
There's Steve Steele, Pierre Governor's head football coach on the Nate Brown Show. Appreciate him coming on. Big year coming up, I think, for the Govs. Who's hot and who's not next?
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
The following radio ad is good fun squad approved.
My name is Jenny, and I'm the lady at the South Dakota Lottery who writes out those big checks for our winners. It's a lot of fun, but we've had so many big winners lately, my hand is tired. There was a $600,000 winner, a $2 million winner, a $4 million winner. That's a lot of zeros, and not normal zeros, big check zeros, and the winning never stops. That's why I'm learning to write with both hands.
Good fun.
Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly.
Serious DIYers know when it comes to brake jobs, quality matters. Now through August 31st, buy a set of Perfect Stop brake pads at your local Auto Value Parts store and receive a free can of brake cleaner. Perfect Stop brake pads are engineered to restore optimal braking performance while delivering quiet, dependable stopping power. Stop by your local Auto Value Parts store today, where we've got the parts, we've got the smarts, and your free can of brake cleaner too.
Play at Tin Lizzy Gaming Resort this summer and qualify for $25,000 Sizzling Saturdays. Every Saturday, 3 lucky players will be drawn to claim their share of $25,000 in cash and prizes. Play with your Clubhouse card and earn entries automatically. Win great prizes, including up to $5,000 cash, and this month's featured prize, a Yamaha BW50 dirt bike valued at $2,500. Don't miss your chance to get in on the excitement at Tin Lizzy Gaming Resort in downtown Deadwood. Visit tinlizzy.com for complete details, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Host your next big event at the Box Elder Events Center, now featuring all new lighting, enhanced sound, and cutting-edge AV. Your destination for conventions, conferences, weddings, tournaments, concerts, and private parties of all kinds. Plus, their gourmet catering isn't just for on-site events, they'll deliver straight to you. Don't miss the Pickle Boo Pickleball Tournament and Fall Hoop Fest. Learn more and book today at thebox.live.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect. Chance of thunderstorms tonight, otherwise cloudy skies expected. Lows dip down to about 59, winds out of the northeast around 5 miles per hour. Cloudy again tomorrow, thunderstorms likely. High of 75, storms likely tomorrow night, lows of aloft around 60, cloudy. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 67 degrees.
Are you ready to feel good in your skin? Visit the dermatology experts at Sanford Health Tower Road Clinic in Rapid City. Our growing team offers skin, hair, and nail care close to home. Here you have access to acne treatments, Botox, and laser therapy. You can also trust our experts to help you manage skin cancer screenings and treatments. It's total skincare personalized for you. Schedule a skin cancer screening or learn more about our services at sanfordhealth.org.
Whether you run the race, make the catch, cast a line, pitch a tent, or just look good doing it, Shields Rapid City has your gear. From athletic clothing from your favorite team, cold weather gear to keep you warm, to the best camping selection this side of the Black Hills, and the most stylish and functional women's outerwear and footwear, Shields has the widest selection of the best brands in the business. So when you're ready to get out, get in the game, or get going, get to Shields. Shields, we're right there with you at Rushmore Crossing in Rapid City.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's Sports Talk.
All right, let's do this on the Nate Brown Show. Who's hot and who's not? Brought to you by the Pizza Ranch, East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, and in Brandon, home of everyone's favorite buffet. In our Who's Hot category, Caitlin Clark continues to light it up. I know you guys don't know the stats, so I got to fill you in on the stats. Caitlin Clark has 20 points and 10 assists, the most of any franchise. She's one player. She has the most 20-point, 10-assist games, more than any other franchise in WNBA history. Anyway, by herself. All right. In our Who's Not category tonight, CBS ranked the college football teams today. 138 FBS teams. CBS ranked them. North Dakota State coming in 73rd. Where's my Wyoming Cowboys? 106 out of 138? Give me a break. We're coming for you. Thanks for listening to the Nate Brown Show. The podcast going up. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Sagging, bouncing, or uneven floors? Call Blackburn Foundation Repair. Standing water or high humidity?